Another day, another walk, a little bit more information about myself. It's great. Today I realized something that I knew in part anyway. But as I, for some reason, was thinking back about my life and the various experiences I've had, I realized, or I thought, or I remembered that everything has always been the same. Well, and I mean that by, I've never been poor. Not really. I've always had plenty. Yet I have always been comfortable and had interesting experiences, but not truly comfortable, not truly abundant. And I've always had this backdrop of trying to pay something off, or something that's kind of hanging over my head slightly. And so anyway, it's hard to verbalize it, but it's always been that way. Always. So I've carried this mindset, this aspect of my concept of what I'm worthy of, or what I deserve, if it can be said that way, throughout my entire life. So even though the surroundings change and some of the outward circumstances change, it's always the same, right? I retire from federal government. I purchase 2 businesses. And even though they should be doing wonderfully well, they're all just kind of barely functioning on life support, barely bringing in enough to, we've been blessed, so to speak, and we've got a beautiful home and a beautiful location, but we're just kind of barely making it. It's just like, this is crazy. I've been doing this for how long? It's just like, come on. So, yeah, I think I've just been teaching myself, I finally realized that I'm just repeating, it's Groundhog's Day. I'm just repeating the same stuff over and over again. I look at this photo, or this picture painting in back of me, my daughter painted, of the 2 aspects of Eve in the Garden of Eden. Kind of like having partaken of the fruit and thought, oh. And then there's the innocent Eve looking at the fruit before she eats it. And I just feel like I've finally eaten that fruit this morning, and I finally, like, a veil has drawn across my face, or been withdrawn. And I just think, yeah, I've been doing this for so long, and it's the same stuff over and over and over again. Someone just said that recently that I was listening to. I can't remember who it was. And it just finally sank in and clicked this morning. So, yeah, amazing. So, this play that I'm the director of, and you're the director of your own play, the supporting cast all around us, and the scene changes, and the subject of the plot line. Like, are you tired of the same plot? We've got excellent cast. But the plot stinks. So, time to change the plot. And, part of that is just the realization that nothing we do outwardly really matters. It doesn't matter. It's what our mindset is, what we're focused on, and what we're outputting to the universe, our vibrational output. How we feel, how we think. That's where it's at. And if we're thinking the same thoughts, we can put lipstick on the pig, but it's still a pig. So there we are. Okay, time to change the plot. Time to change the plot. That's just all there is to it. And how do we do that? I guess we just do it by finally realizing that we're just regurgitating the same old tired plot. And we create the new plot by thinking new thoughts. Not allowing ourselves to dwell on the same things we've always dwelled on. I was listening to a little clip from Bashar, and this lady was saying, well, I have this tendency to, and he stops her, and he said, you have a what? No, you have a what? He said, tendencies, habits, those are unconscious until you're conscious of them. Then they are choices. So you have a choice that you're making, right? She finally says, yeah, I guess I am just making a choice. So there we go. Now that we've woken up and we've thought, this plot stinks, or it's old, let's create a new plot. Then now we can make that choice. All of the things that I'm afraid of, I've always been afraid of those things. Fear of failure, fear of, I don't know, you can call it everything, but it all comes down to kind of some of these core stuff. Fear of failure, let's just say. So realizing that now is not unconscious. It's a choice. Okay, I've always had enough. I have enough. I will always have enough. The universe supports me, loves me. And now that I've woken up to what I'm doing, I'm choosing differently. I'm choosing differently. Hope you can too.